to register, to be counted. A reflection of a strengthened belief in the integrity of the unbiased umpire, the INEC. The interest level of Nigerians, most of them who were sitting on the fence before now, has gone higher than it was before. Various interaction with these players in the space as unbiased umpire reflects that there's never been a time when this number of Nigerians stood up to be counted. It's a good news for Nigeria. It's a good thing for Nigeria. A good thing in the sense that our democracy is advancing because what we practice is participatory democracy. And we are happy about that. But having said that, this should remain, what do we do to make sure that none is disenfranchised? None is cut out from the exercise of his or her right to vote. Is to make sure that preparation is put in place sufficient enough to accommodate Dick, Tom, and Harry. That is why that motion came up. Knowing fully well that their last auditing of the registration that they did brought out an amazing surprise. 46% of those who were captured ended up being invalid registration. Therefore, the need to have this done as quickly as possible to enable them continue with the processes involved in cleaning up the budget, the registrar, cannot be overemphasized. On the basis of that motion, which time will not allow me to go into all the minor details of the motion, the House, in its responsive manner, through the Office of the Clerk, National Assembly, communicated duly, communicated timeously to the relevant agency, in this case, the Commission, through the committee, that there was need for them to come in to have an engagement. I'm happy to announce that despite the Ekiti election and other by-elections that INEC is currently involved with, the chairman of the council of the commission, with a lot of commissioners of the commission, paid us a visit yesterday. I was there also as a member of the committee, spokesperson of the House, the mover of the motion. The person who chaired that meeting yesterday, chairman of electoral matters in the House, person of Rebel Dukku, is here. And I want to invite her to tell Nigerians what transpired during that engagement. This is to avoid misinformation, this is to avoid fake news, this is to make sure that the credibility of what they're going to print out there, publish out there, is coming from the horse's mouth. Permit me to welcome the chairman of the committee. And what happened yesterday, where we are at the moment, and exactly what she said when she reported back to the House this morning. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the press, our partners in progress. I am happy to be here this afternoon, and I want to start by thanking the chairman and the oracle of the House for moving this very important motion. It is important because we are the people's parliament, and whatever our people want is exactly what we are doing. We all belong to various constituencies, and you too belong to our constituencies. We saw of recent the surge of people wanting to register, and then get their permanent voters card. It is unprecedented. And then we saw the challenges. People queuing up, staying longer hours without success. And that is why Honorable Kalu came up with this very important motion. And then this motion was referred to the Committee on Electoral Matters to act urgently. And we did. We invited INEC, and as he has mentioned, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu came with many commissioners to answer the call of the House. And we presented the request and the resolutions of the House. And these resolutions are INEC to extend the registration of all Nigerians that are over 18 and want to be registered to get their permanent voters card. In his motion, he mentioned for at least 2 months, that is 60 days. So INEC is, in the prayer 1, requested to extend the deadline for the voters' registration. 2, all Nigerians that have attained 18 years and above are eligible for registration. 3, INEC should increase the number of machines deployed for the exercise to make the registration faster. 4, ad hoc staff should be recruited to aid in the registration exercise. 5, additional security to be provided to ensure the safety of the staff taking part in the exercise and the smooth conduct of the voters' registration. That was communicated and was discussed at length. And of course, in response, the chairman of INEC also saw with the House what is physically, happening in our various constituencies. The number of people coming out for this registration is really, really massive and unprecedented. And we cannot deny Nigerians, wanting to be registered, because it is a constitutional right for them to be registered and for them to have their permanent voters card. So in their response, they were positive because they are also, a body in charge of that aspect. And without registration, the process of election, is hampered. So the first, success is to get Nigerians that are eligible, their voters card, so that they can exercise their right come election day. However, that registration of voters is one aspect. There are other, schedules, other milestones that have to be achieved, which the chairman explained. Such include the printing of the voters' cards, the distribution of the voters' card, and then the printing of lists of even all persons registered in all the 774 local governments nationwide. And so it will not be possible, this is the statement, for INEC to extend to the days we requested. However, they will go back and look at their timelines and then look at how possible, how best they can, be able to make it to increase, the days for registration. Mind you, they are already in court. Here in Abuja, a court has stopped them from closing the date for registration, that is from that 30th. And the court is asking INEC to appear, I think on the 29th, before, the court. So, in essence, INEC is going to inform Nigerians as to how many days they will be able to extend the registration in view of other milestones that they have to achieve. I have just mentioned only a few. The process is not just registering Nigerians. It involves other processes. Even cleaning up the register, to produce, to clean out those that have multiple registration and those that are not new registrants. They are just, trying to correct their names or change their voting, points. Some of them mistakenly also tried to register twice. So the cleaning of the register is also another process, which is their responsibility. So in view of what other milestones that they have to achieve, INEC is going to look at the request of the House through the motion and then tell Nigerians for how long they will be able to extend. However, on a positive note, they have also informed the committee that will include weekends. They will also increase the time, extend the daily time for the registration, and also increase ad hoc staff, of course. That is essential. And that will also mean the machines to be used also must be increased. However, as I said, I am standing as the chairman of the committee, not as the chairman of INEC. So other aspects of it, they are basically administrative and managerial in nature, which will be announced by the INEC chairman. So far, I think that is what transpired in the committee meeting with the chairman.
We'll just take 2 questions.
Yesterday was a very comprehensive interaction because the commission went beyond the motion to educate us on other activities they have been busy with regards to ensuring that the critical element of the coming election was better enhanced. In answering that your question, INEC performed very well in noticing the 46% of invalid registrants. And what constituted that invalid registrants? Captured one of these things that you mentioned, underage. The system has a way of picking up the underage. If you register 20 times, the system will pick you up. So it's the way the system has been built that anything that does not go in line with what has been provided for in the Electoral Act, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will be responded to negatively by the equipment. They are working so hard to make sure they improve on the system, and we are very happy with the innovative ideas they have taken, to the extent that you can't even move the machine. When they are done with what they are putting together, you can't even move the machine from one location to the other without it shutting down. So it's not what Nigerians used to think. Nigerians have always believed that there is always a way to, a shortcut to bridge it and to do that and cut corners. INEC is busy in-house making sure that every threat to the system is blocked, including the one you just mentioned now. So they can queue as long as they want. If they are underage, the system will pick them up and will eject them. Their name will not appear after the cleaning of the register. Remember, INEC is saying why we cannot wait until 90 days to the next election to stop registering people is that we need time, like she just mentioned, to clean up the register. And we agree with them when they gave us the analysis. And then when they clean up the register, you might come up and say we registered 1 million people. If the system finds out that there was a foul play, only the credible ones will still exist. And the credibility of our next election starts from the registration. And so INEC, we are happy with what INEC has put in place, and their integrity has, risen from where it was to where it is at the moment. And so far, we are comfortable with that. And I think that addresses your question. And if there are other questions, please let me have one more question and reserve the rest for tomorrow. because I'm going to be here tomorrow to address some of the issues that I will answer. I'm the spokesperson of the House. Direct your question.
Very much. The House in the motion requested for 60 days, and that was what we presented to INEC. We are telling you this is the outcome of a meeting that took place yesterday, and INEC is also going to sit and meet based on what the House wants from the Commission. And part of what the Commission, INEC told the House through the Committee on Electoral Matters is they are going to look at our requests. However, whatever happens, they cannot be able to open the registration for the next 60 days because of the activities lined up before the election, the general election. They already have outlined the activities, and part of the activities are a must. The cleanup, as the chairman has mentioned, is a must. The display of voters register is a must. Is in the electoral law. They must do it, and they need time to do that. To clean up, to print the voters card, to distribute, and to display, the register in all the local governments of Nigeria. So there is no confusion whatsoever. Wait for INEC to announce what you want to hear. But we didn't mention today in the House that they've agreed to 60. We didn't mention that. In the motion, the motion requested for 60 days. I'm correcting what you said. The motion requested for 60 days. Yes. Thank you.
I put across for the House to consider was for it to be extended for 60 days, having in mind 90 days, the publishing of this particular register, 90 days, publishing of other issues that they have to do, because many people think it's only registration that INEC handles. There are other responsibilities that the Electoral Act has given to INEC, to the extent that INEC is beginning to ask for other commissions to come out of them to be able to, help them with the job that they are doing. It's a lot of job that is in their hands. So if we choke them under that 90 days, we will not be able to meet up with the logistics that are supposed to go with the planning and the preparation and the execution of the 2023 election, which is a couple of months from now. So if I come back tomorrow after their meeting with the council, the commission, the commissioners, and say that what is okay for them is 15 days, or what is okay for them is 30 days, we should be able to know that it was scientifically chosen, not just done at random or to offend anybody or to favor anybody. It's just that it is practically impossible for them to achieve all that they expected to do under their mandate that is coming from this new Electoral Act within the space of time that is left. Having said that, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and I see you, Chair. Oh, one more.